When we talk about the Unreal Engine is used for games and the playing a games. And when we talk about the Unreal Editor, is the application for creating a games, right? So in the Unreal, I hope everyone has attended my last sessions. So today we'll go a little bit more further. When we talk about the Unreal, this is the, like, the once you open this software, create the project, this is how gonna look and feels, right? This is we call the place actors, where we can, drag and drop whatever the characters, lights, cinematics, visual effects, geometry, volumes, all classes. Here is we can find the some trigger, and from the VFX that we can import it into our scene. This is we call the below of this, the view panel, we have the content browser, where we can import and where we can drag and drop our model from any other 3D applications, where we can see the materials editor as well. So we're gonna talk about, more detail about all this, the different level which are available into the Unreal Engine. Here we have the different, when you'll see, this is the my, the view panel over here. The shortcut key for the maximize and the minimize is F11. This we are doing into a immersive mode. F11 is the immersive mode on and off. The same we have over here. Perspective, we have cinematics, show. These all are different, the options which we have available over here. Just above that, we have some more tools over here. I'll just try to do a little bit more maximize. We have save current, source control, different modes are available over here. Content, marketplace, setting. If I want to change my world setting or project setting plus the plugins over here, we have the mega scan. In last session, I've shown you how to install the mega scans. This is the blueprint tab options over here, cinematics over here. Each and every tools are playing different roles and the different requirements. This is for the build. If I've created any lights, if I want to bake that light into my scene, there's the bake options what we have over here. Build LOD. Here we have the world outliner, how many objects or the actors I have in my scene, the whole every properties we can see over here into my world outliner. Just below that we have the detail options over here, right? If I've selected that my object, I can see that, the detail of that particular components or the objects or the actors over here. To scroll down, he will see the more property of that, correct? And again, this is the content editor. Now we'll discuss something more about the, the panel, like what kind of the panels and the, the level editors we have over here into the Unreal. There are many sub-level editors. When we talk about large screen, when we do a maximize of this screen, F11 is the shortcut key. G is a shortcut key into a game view. G stand for Gujarat. Here we can see we are into the gaming viewport. Once I'll do the gaming viewport, I'm not able to see the grid and the other property. If I'll press one more time, so that is into the play mode on and off we can do. When we talk about the view panel, here we have the different options available. We'll see one by ones. If I'll click over here, this is into the real time. Again, if you'll see, my sky is moving into the Unreal Engine. If you'll see, the sky is moving. If I want to stop that movement, if I click on this controller, real time is off. Now here we are saving our lots of RAM. If I'll again click over here, we have the show status. Show FPS is also there. I'll just turn that off. Here we can see the frame per second, which is really very important. Click over here, show toolbar, start, field of view, game view. Again, immersive mode, we have F11, game view G is on and off. Bookmark, here I can make my own view selected. I can make my own view. If I create the, the bookmark, set bookmark 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, here we have the difference options are available, which is really very helpful when you are creating a game into the Unreal. Create camera here, camera actor, high resolution screenshot. If I click on this, this will take the screenshot of my single frame render. Just click over here. So this is helpful when we are want to, just share our, the work in progress with the other artist or other team member. Just close this. Layout, if I want to change my layout into the 4 view, 3 view, depending upon my requirement, yes, I can do that. Here you can see over here, with the help of this, the options over here, I can also able to change my layout. Which layout if I required layout, I'll just select the single ones. Immersive mode, advanced setting. So these are the different settings available. The same setting when we go into the edit preferences, right? So in Unreal, there are lots of sub-level editor. First, we are looking into this view panels over here. First, I'll click the immersive mode. When I click on the perspective, here I can change my top, bottom, left, right, front and the back. Here I would like to add one point over here. If I make my top view, if you see my mouse movement and the cursor movement is not the same. Here just only I can do the, the zoom in, zoom out and the pan I can do. That's what I was able to do into a perspective view. It is not possible. Again, the same we are using into the Maya or any other 3D softwares over here. Perspective I have here, we can see all the shortcut keys is mentions over here. If I want to go to the right view, I'll just simply click on that. This is the front view. This is the back view, right? This is a cinematic viewport over here. This is a default viewport. Again, the F view. When now we have the late, when you see in this, we have the difference option. Late means my color, light, base material, albedo material all come together. If I'll say only, this is just only my default material without any light reflections on it. This is my brush wireframes over here. This is converted into the wireframes. If I want to see the segments and all, default lighting without any material, but here we can see the normal specularity and reflections of the light. Player collisions, this is the collisions materials, right? When we are doing any, the physical movement in our object. Visible collisions, optimizations viewport. If I want to optimize my viewport, I can do that. This is a different visualize, normal, LOD. Here we have, I'll go to the game setting. Here we have the, the EV exposures where we can do. Again, we can click on the late, right? So again, this is a depend upon the requirement, what kind of, the detail which you want to like to see in the viewport. Now here we call the flags, right? This is the flags like what need to be on and off. Again, same is using into the Maya or into the 3D softwares, right? If I'll say anti-aliasing quality, I can do on and off. If I don't to see atmosphere, BSP is we call the binary space particle. I'm sorry, binary space partitions, right? Atmospheres we have fog. If you want to see on and off, you can turn on and off that also, right? Again, this is the requirement. There are different movement I'll explain that also, like there are how we can, you know work with the different the keyboard shortcuts and the mouse movement, right? You have WASD, the keywords. Cross processing, if I click on the bloom, here you can see I'm not able to see the bloom effect in my scene now. I'll just maximize minimize that. If I want to make my the mouse movement as per my Maya, I'll go to the my editor preferences, viewport. Here I will say invert middle mouse pan. I just need to turn that on. So whatever the shortcut key I'm using, with the help of alt and my left click on the right click, so I can do that as well, right? Again, where I did that from edit preferences, viewport. Here we have the invert middle mouse button, right? You need to turn on that. Let's finish, the other features and the snap to grid objects what we have into my viewport. If I've selected any object and if I want to deselect, I'll just press escape, select and escape. So again, nothing is selected now. Here we can see we have the move, rotate and scale, same WER. I'll select my object, WER I have over here. Another shortcut key is the space bar. If you press one more time, this is the move, rotate and scale. Space bar is there. So this viewport level editor is really very important to understand. Now here we have the local axis, world space and the local. For an example, I'll just rotate this my object over here, right? If you'll see, this is coming into a world space rotation axis. I just need to select on this. Now this has become the local. Here you can see this. I'll just move. If I want to move in that directions, I can do that. With the help of this small icons, I can change it into the world axis and the local axis. Here we can see this is already showing the world logo over here, right? The icons over here. We can change that. Cool. So next to that, we have the open editor surface snapping. If I'm creating any object and if I want to snap that new object on my already created objects. For an example, I'll go to my basic shapes over here. If I select this cube here, you can see this is automatically try to snap with that vertices, right? So press F, single rotate. Here I'll just click over here, snap, surface snapping option is on. Here we have the rotate to the surface normal. This is really very cool, the options what we have. For an example, I'll just create this into the world space over here, and if you'll see the rotations value of this particular object is different. And while during the snapping, when I'll move my object on my ground object or any other object, right, it has to come automatically into the normal rotations. Just click over here. We need to see that this option has to be the on, rotate on the surface normal. Now if I'll move that object here, you can see this is automatically my rotation value has become the 0 or as per my object which I'm trying to snapping on it. For an example, if this is my object, I've read rotations to my object. If I want to snap that object on my ground and the rotation has to be the same, I'll just select it has to be into a move tool. You have to select the center pivot point over here and you need to just drag on your object. So it's automatically gets snap on that particular object. So this is a very useful when you are modeling, the level wise or the object wise and the rotations wise. I'll just again move this into my XYZ over here. See this? So this is a very cool, options what we have into a viewpoint level editor. Just select and just delete over here. Here we have the surface offset, like how much offset you require. You want the 10 units or 15 units as of now, as per the choice in the requirements of your. This is the grid on and off. You want to make a grid to visible or not. Just click on this grid. Here you can see here we have the grid options over here. Just on and off. Again, it's asking for the light calculations. So we need to rebuild the light. Select build all level. Whenever you are facing, you see this error, lighting need to be rebuilt. This is error is coming because see into the Unreal everything is pre-made or ready-made the bake. If I open this project again, we can see a shadow is already the baked already. So if I want to remove this error, I just need to click on this and it's a build all level over here. It calculate because we have moved this chair, the shadow will be the different. So this is the required. After finishing here, we can see that error will not come again. It is calculating on it, building materials. Now here we'll see we are not getting that error. After moving any object, it always asks. There are also different options, like we are using into a static light, stationary light, or the movable light. It is also depend upon that. Here we have the grid options, the snap to grid, or what will be my 100 unit or grid. Here we can see the distance between this grid. If I'll say 5 units, this is the snap, how much it's gonna be snap. I'll just create one cube over here. Here you will see, if I'll try to move this my cube, this is snapping up with the 10 units. If I'll select and say 5 units, just move it. One unit. Here you will see it. Go a little bit more, zoom out. So this is, so snapping it one grid distance. Just move it. Again 5 into a time. This is calculating into the 10 units. So this is the grid species what we have over here, 1 and just the 5 or the 10. Right, I'll just delete that part also. Again, I'll select this object and press F. Focus on the selected object. Now this is the rotation snapping grid. If I'll make this off, and if just in case I'm rotating this chair, I'll put into the local axis, and I'll this here. We'll just rotate this. Here we'll see we are not getting the rotation values is coming into a point. Select and rotations. If I don't require that, I need to turn on these options. Just maximize this view so we can understand more clearly. Here we can see now we are getting into the 0.5 10 due to we have given this the 5 rotations value. If I'll put into a 30 degree, if I select and rotate, so this will rotate into a 30 degrees. Will not receive the value anything in the points. Select and make this to a 5. Here we have the scaling, edit the snapping options like scale grid. If I'm scaling this, it again work WER and the space bar. Again you can select. Here we can see this is also working into the snapping. If I'll turn off that options, here we can see this is not scaling as per the grid. Turn on these options. We can scale as per the grid over here. This is the camera speed over here. If I just select over here, I want to increase and decrease my camera speed. So before understanding the camera speed, what we will do, we'll try to understand the shortcut keys of the mouse movement and the keyboard movements, right? For an example, first of all, what I'll do, I'll just move my mouse. Here you can see I've just pressed my right click over here. I'm able to see the 360 button. I'm not able to get the pan. If I'll press my middle mouse here, I can change the position into the different angle, right? But I'm not able to see the rotations over here. And if I'll press only my left mouse key here, if I'm dragging it, I'm able to see the both axis, middle mouse. If I'm pressing this together, this is the like the simple normal Unreal, the engine is giving this key. This is again my left click, I'm moving it. I continuously press that and I'm doing my movement of my mouse. Here I can see the cameras is moving also. Middle mouse key, right click, I can orbit it. Middle mouse and the left click, I'm pressing this together. Again the left click. So I'm moving my mouse, this is moving also. Now if I'll press W, I'll just select my object W and the right click and the left click over here, S, right click, again F. Now that movements is really very fast, right? Because of to my camera speed. I'll just try to reduce into my one W and if you'll see over here, I'm slowly moving it. I'll W, press right click. S, backward movement. A, I can move my view over here. D and the right click, here you can see I can move normally as like for the game controller what we are seeing. Now here you can see my mouse and my camera movement is really very slow. If I'll increase more into the 8 size and if I'll say right click and this zoom, it's going very fast. Here we can see this is coming very fast over here. So I'll try to reduce it into the 2 or the 1 as per my requirement and how much I'm comfortable to movement. And the last is like we do the Maya. If I'm not selected any object and I just simply Alt and right click, see here I can do zoom in, zoom out over here, middle mouse again, pan I can do, Alt and the left click. I can orbit my view. If I'll select my object, press F, focus on selected object, Alt and the left click I can do, right click, left click, middle mouse. Normally the 3D artists like to work into the Maya shortcut keys. Again, you can change that if you want required to change. I'll just go my edit preferences over here. I'll go to my viewport. Here I can say front. If you'll see over here, this is a shortcut key for front and alt and H. Say my back view. If I want to change my back view, I can do that also. You need to click on this search bar. I'll just remove everything over here. I'll say into the viewport. If I scroll down here, I'm getting lots of other options and benefits. Preview need to do, grid spacing you require on and off, here you can do. Selection highlight intensity, here you have. Right? So into the appearance, experiment, global, keyboard shortcut key, if you want to change or if you want to apply as per your requirement and choice, that also you can do that. Here you can say this is the P is already applied over here, toggle port processing. If I want to remove, I just need to click on this mark, so this will remove it. If I want to add, here you can see everything is coming into the gray shader over here. With the help of our shortcut key, we can apply, we can type and create the shortcut keys as well. Here we do not have to save it, we just need to click on this X mark over here, so this automatically will save. If I want to import any shortcut keys from any other softwares or any other features, see Unreal use the different the plugin editor which they have, or the company is creating every day a new tools and the features. If you want to import for the keyboard shortcut, you just need to click on this import after installing. See, these are the different game or the hardwares and the different configuration settings over there. Right. So I hope everyone is understood about the viewport, the level, right? We'll try to go into to understand the place actor and the mode actor what we have over here, right? First of all, I'll create the file in the new level. I'll create this simple, like the default layout, save selected. If you'll see, this is just a simple the level editor, simple. By default, I have this objects and the lights in my scenes. Here you can see over here into the one outline editor. Now, when we talk about this, the place actors, the basic, this is the basic, the actors what we have in Unreal. If I want to import any 3D model from any other software, for an example, Maya, Max, Cinema 4D or FBX format, right? I will not import into my place actors. I need to import into my content browser. Content browser, we can see a hard for this Unreal. This is really very important. Whatever you want to import in your project, you need to import that into the content browser. I'll show that also. First, we'll try to understand what exactly we have into the place actors, what different features and the tools are available. If I'll talk about the basic here, we'll say this is the empty actors over here. Press F, try to big it, F. Here we can see this is my actors over here. Empty pawn, point light we have. Play start, con, cylinders I have over here. Then we have the lights editor over here. Here you can see we have the directional light, point light, spotlight, rectangle light, and the skylight. By default, if I'm creating a new level or the empty level, the skylight is already available over here. If I click over here, I'll see the more property of that particular selected object into my detail panel over here. If I want to change my intensity, if I want to put HDRI map or color exposures or anything I require, yes, that I can do from my detail panel. So for an see, there are also some limitations into the Unreal. When we talk about the lights, we have the static light, stationary light, and the movable light. Now, what are the difference between these three light is the static light. If I create a one point light over here, press F. I'll just try to drag it up. Here we'll see this is a stationary light. Stationary light means what? My object will be, it's not moving. The shadow and the light intensity will be the same. It is very useful when we have the, the static object and the light affecting on that particular area where there are no movement. That time we will use the static light. When we talk about the stationary light, here we can see the stationary light. Stationary light take little bit will consume more RAM in compared to the static light. Static light means whatever effects we are doing into the intensity and color, then only it's effectable, right? Movable light, that means this light is moving with my character. This light will be animated. If any character is entering my room, after entrance my light turn has to be on. That time movable light we have to use, but it takes lots of time when we are doing a final render. It is lots of time consuming, but again it is also depending upon our scene, what kind of the scene and the light requires to add in our game. When we talk about this the point light, I'll just delete that over here. I'll create the one point light over here. Here we will see, and if I'll try to make a duplicate of this light, so after the three light you will see just let me maximize this view. Alt, and I'm dragging into that particular light. Here I can see, yes, I'm able to create the duplicate of that light. Wapis Alt, and this drag the light. Here we can say I've created three lights into the single row. Now if I'll just say Alt and just move my light, here you can see it's showing it the X marks. Now why? Because there are also some limitations into the Unreal which we need to understand. We can create the three lights parallel together, but if I want to use this light has to be the come outside of my light radius. If I'll select over here, you can see this light is affecting this much of area. If I'll select and move my light, here you can see after some distance it will go, this X mark will go. F, let me move it a little bit more further. So selected this light, again you will see. So when you see this X marks to any of the object, means we need to move that light intensity, or that light will not affect in that particular area because we already have crossed the maximum limit of that created and that particular area. If I'll delete that light, so automatically this one light is visible. Again Alt and the left click over here, this X marks will come. Just move light F. Now here see the X mark is gone, right? Control Z F over here. Again the press F11. So that is light is also available into the my placeholder play sector, and we can see the mode panel over here. Each and every light is giving the different the properties and the effects. This is a cinematic. If I want to create a camera to my object, I can say create over here. This is a camera rig over here. If I'll press, this is my camera rig pan over here. Press F, Alt, add spline point over here. I'll just I'm creating a one point over here. If I want to move, I am just move this my camera rig trail. Select this point. Again, how to add this spline. If you see, if I'll move my over here, this will I'll show you when we are doing the camera movement or camera animations to my object. This is the simple, like we need only to put and drag and drop our camera into this. Now how to create or how to add this mouse spline into our scene, right? Just highlights. Also, this is my camera rig trail. Right click, add spline point over here. I'll just move again. This is into local into the world axis. Here you can do as per your requirement. Just give the movement. Normally into the 3D software when we are doing editing a light, and that the same way we can do. This is helpful when I'm doing into a camera path or camera track. Just move this over here. Just move and select this. So this is the different level editor we need to understand when we are the making it. Camera recurrence we have. This is camera actors I have. See, if you see here, after creating this camera automatically will see this is showing a camera view. If I'll not select anything, if I'll click on my camera, it's showing me over here. Let me just the give the placements to my camera. It has to be the look towards the ground in the plane which I've created. Select, press F, do the maximize. Normally, if you are using a the multiple screen for this Unreal, it is very useful because this output the preview panel will come over there. I'll just move this camera a little bit more closer to over here and select this panel, pull this up, or depending upon my requirement, do the maximize, minimize of that view. This is my camera rig 11. I'll just double click on that. And if I want to give the name, I'll do this camera rail underscore track. With the help of the detail panel, we can change the rename. Just maximize this view. I'll just select and delete this part. This is my track and this is my camera. So what I'll do, I'll just drag and drop to my camera track over here. So this has become the the one, this become a child in the parent. Here you will see we can give this camera movement as well. I'll select my camera, I'll just drag this to up. Just 1 minute. Here you can see I can move my camera as per my requirements. So when we talk about the visual effects, into the visual effects, there are a little bit presets available for the blast or anything, decal, atmospheric fog over here that we can add in our scene. This is the basic geometry what we have. We can easily edit geometry in our scene. Geometry, we have this line says over here. Here you can see. I can make this object as my blueprint also. I can use into my different level. I have the sphere as well also. Press F. Add, subtract I can do if I'm creating one more sphere over here. Here you can see this is into the subtract. Here you can see. When talk about the volume, into the volume we have the different volume, near mesh or any physical activity or physical simulations when we are doing, that time we will use from this volumes also. All class, whatever I have the recently I have used in my scene, which will come into the top, or sound or alphabetically from A to Z, it will indicate over here. If I'll, this is the search area over here, if I'll type the audio over here, this is showing to the audio volume over here, right? If I'll select start and the play, here you will listen the audio. Just try to maximize the speaker volume. So with the help of this, into search editor also we can do. Just escape, press 11, escape. For an example, if I've created a light in my scene and I want to see from my light view, I'll just select this spear F, or normally for an example, I'll try to search into my content editor, or if I want to go into my previous level. So recent level, this is the minimal default over here. Save, don't save. So this is my previous level which I've created. Now, if I'm creating a light over here, I'll go to the light and say I'm creating a spotlight over here. And if I want to look through from my selected light, first I need to create light in my scene. I'll do the right click on my scene light and say pilot spotlight. So here I'm able to see my focus or which object I am creating on it. It will focus on that. If I want to come out from my light view, I just need to click over here, stop lighting, and say press F. Again, after creating a spotlight, what I have to do, I have to need to select and do the right click on my object, select the pilot spotlight over here. So I'm able to see and select this object, press F. So that will focus on that particular area. If you want to come out from the light view, just click over here, press F. So light might get affected over that side. Here you can see the directions over here. Again, if you want to, here we have added the light. Again, we'll started to get this error, lighting need to be the rebuild. Again, click over here and say build all level. Click on that. So this is a building of that light. Here you see we are getting another light shadows are here as well. If I'll change the color of that light, I'll select my spotlight and intensity of that light. I'll make that into the red color light or different color. Right here we'll see it start to do that. Here if you'll see the each and every light into a static, stationary, and the movable. For an example, if I'll create the point light over here, some it's automatically come into the stationary. Here we can see the light intensity of that light color we have changed. It's showing you over there. Just maximize this view. We are just still, the I'm explaining, try to all the, the place actors and the different modes what we have over here. If I create my rectangle light, just try to drag it. Again, this is coming to the stationary. Skylight we have, directional light we have. So by default, it is again, you will see over here, this X mark has come. I just try to delete that light, this X marks will go. Okay. Now we'll try to see the different node. Again, I'll create the new level. Now we'll try to see the what different options we have about the viewport. Say don't save selected. If we'll see, we have the save current or save control over here. We have connect to the source control modes. For the shortcut key is for the mode is a shift 1, 2, 3, 4. If you'll see shift 2, shift 3, shift 4, shift 5, 2, shift plus 2, shift plus 3, shift 4, shift 5, right? Shift 1, shift 2. I still remember there was one respected faculty who asked me the last sessions if they want to give their own height field map, right? Yes, you can do that. You need to click on this import file format and you need to click on this. So whatever height field map you want to apply, you can apply with the help of import file. Create new. Here you can give the material and the textures as well. I'll click on this create over here. Here you can see I've created this with the mode landscape. If I'll come into the selected here, now I'm not in landscape edit mode. Now what is the landscape edit mode? If I'll click on this landscape here, I can do the pull and push to uh, if I want to make the terrain, I can do that. Just try to shift left click here. You can see zoom out, right? I'll do the maximize of that viewport here. You can say I can do that as well as per the requirement. This is also depending upon the resolutions which you have created during the height field map. If I reduce my strength over here, just reduce, maximize, just try to drag here. We'll see what we have, the brush size options we have. We can increase here. You can see I've reduced the brush size. Fall off means here we can see we have the two radiuses. White outline you can see. That is means the fall off. I'll try to put it into 0.1 and say 0.9. So that will affect a little bit more. If I want to make a noise or add or anything, any map, I can do that. New I'm creating a new height map again. Press delete to do that. So this is very easy way where we can do that. We have the noise options over here. I'll try to increase the brush size and try to reduce the fall off as per my requirement and choice. I can paint my terrain as per my requirement. We have the hydro. This is the different features. Remap we have. Visibility we can do. Ramp we have. I'll just drag over here. 2 point we have. I'll try to maximize this and try to scale it. Just drag and drop. F11. Ramp, say add to ramp. If I'll select this ramp over here and try to scale it and say add ramp. So here we can do, everybody have seen the the COD. There we have created different the level and the structures or the slant. If I'll press W, now this time I'll just increase my camera speed over here. W and the live right click. S and the right click. Here you can see this. I'll just maximize this my viewport, right? So I can edit my ramp as per the requirement. Alt over here, just try to drag it. Simply press F1 and say add ramp over here. So here we can do as per the requirement. Again, shift 2, 3, 4, 5. Shift 1 is a normal node. Shift 2, shift 3, shift 4 and shift 5. Right? So we'll see, try to more features what we have. We have seen the landscape. Now we will try to see the foliage. This is foliage again, like what we have into a visor, into a Maya, but this is more dynamic into the Unreal Engine. We can import anything from the marketplace and add to this project if we required. Just for an example, let me save this scene. Say save content, new map, save.